What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Denise.Rodri. So a lot of you every time I do that intro I think about I'm not even gonna say it. Anyways, I know a lot of you have been asking about crystals and sage and what the meaning of it is and like why do I do it or what attracts me to those kind of things. So I asked you guys on my Instagram what kind of video you wanted on that topic and most of you said to get ready with me. So I saw this look on Instagram and I thought it was gorgeous, so I'm gonna just remake this look. I already did my hair. My hair is curly, so when I have to lay it down like this I use a specific gel. Quick disclaimer just to tell you guys what I use for my hair. My hair is so curly, so to really lay it down, the only gel that works for me, it's called Moco de Gorilla, I think it's called. It's like this gel. I'm gonna try to find a photo and like prop it up right here. So if you need to know my trick for that, that's what it is with a toothbrush. I'm gonna also look down here a few times because I have a few pointers so I don't forget anything. If you're interested, then just keep watching. I'm gonna get right into the topics because this is a quick makeup look and the topic really is not gonna require a lot of explaining. First, obviously you start with moisturizer. This one has SPF 50 because you know you gotta protect your freckles from the sun. Anyway, so let's start with crystals. The topic of crystals, what they are, what they're for, etc. A few years ago, you know, sometimes we just think about what our wedding dress would look like or what our wedding ring would look like. I was thinking about these things one day and my favorite color is pink. So I thought to myself, okay, well, I don't know if I really would want a diamond. I think I would want a pink diamond. And though I could get a pink diamond, I knew that it wasn't authentic. Like, I don't think pink diamonds exist. I might be wrong. But when I looked it up, I found that the closest pink real diamond that I could get instead of like making a fake one, like making a diamond into a pink color, is a stone that exists called a Morganite stone. This is a crystal stone, same thing. And so I look at the stone and it's this, wait, disclaimer. So during the summer when I want to do like a makeup look, I don't really like do foundation or none of that, but I'm gonna do it for the sake of the video. So I come across this crystal called a Morganite and it's this peach pinky stone crystal that when polished, it's a beautiful stone that looks like a pink diamond, literally. And the meaning behind it was what was crazy to me, because every crystal has a specific meaning and like it attracts a specific energy to it. So when you look up the meaning behind a Morganite stone, I want to be so accurate, I'm gonna look it up. So Morganite stone is the stone of divine love. Mind you, I didn't know this stone meant these things. Every crystal means something behind it and attracts a specific energy to your environment. That's why you go and you purchase specific crystals. So the Morganite crystal is the stone of divine love. It's a connection to angels, helps one to have empathy and patience in relationships. One of the highest frequency stones, lifts burdens off of the spirit, and it activates the heart chakra. What more perfect ring than that one? I mean, when a girl's into crystals, I don't know what other than a diamond, because obviously a diamond is a girl's best friend. I couldn't believe that stone, that crystal I had just found, and that's what I wanted my engagement ring to be, meant all those beautiful things. So whatever, this was a few years back, but back then I just got attracted to this one crystal because of the engagement ring I wanted. Well, fast forward to last fall when I was in Puerto Rico shooting the show. One of my co-stars, Amanda, te quiero, she introduced me to crystals, like for real. She's into crystals and she's very educated on what they are and what they're used for, etc. So she kind of like opened, you know, more knowledge on that topic that I was very curious about, because that's why we started speaking on it. And she even gifted me this book, which I'm so grateful for. It's called The Power of Crystal Healing. And I read the book and basically it has every type of crystal in it, so you can search up the crystals and read up on them. I'm gonna describe these things in the way that I perceive them to be. Everybody has their own perception. Your perception creates your reality, so we all think differently. And I didn't create crystals, God did, so I'm not the expert. This is just what I take from what they are. So disclaimer there. What they are and what they help with, their purpose, in my opinion, is a physical example of the energy that you're trying to attract to yourself. Because of our minds and the way the mind works, we as humans like to physically see things to believe in them. That's just how the mind works. As you're growing up, you get taught this is a table, and you see the table, so you understand that's a table. But for you to hear like this is love, but you can't physically see love or hold love, it's a little harder for you to grasp the idea of it. You can't see energy. You could just believe in it or you don't. And I think crystals are put in place on earth to help us understand what energy is and how powerful it is. Because I'm going to say this, the purpose behind a crystal is so you can attract the specific energy it holds. Specific crystals work for specific things. For example, there's one crystal called a rose quartz. Rose quartz are a specific crystal for love and to manifest love into your life and to attract it in every area. Love within yourself, love within friendships, love within family members, in relationships, etc. Just love in general. This is the thing that most people, you know, think that, oh, well, does that mean that just because you have a rose quartz, you have all this love in your life? Definitely not. Because if I don't work on myself to bring in that love, you need to be what you want to receive. So if I don't work on myself, I could buy 700 rose quartz and put them all over my room. You need to put in the work to get back what you want. You need to become what you want. If I want to have loving, caring friends, I need to be a loving, caring friend. If I want to be a patient, unconditionally loving partner, if that's what I want, I need to be that. And that takes work, and it takes time, and it takes patience. So no, you can't just buy a crystal because you know it helps with money and think you're just gonna become rich overnight. Because, oh, I bought a crystal and it helps with financial abundance, so that means I'm gonna be financially wealthy in the next week. No, you need to put in the work. It's just there to show you physically what you're trying to attract, but within that, you still need to become what you want. So you still need to be grateful and blessed. That's how people receive more abundance. If I think negatively, the universe doesn't know that what I'm expressing is what I don't want. What I speak on is what I'm gonna experience. If I think to myself, no one gets me, like no one understands me, you just don't get what I'm saying, you're only gonna attract people around you that don't understand you, that don't get what you're saying, because that's what you're putting out. You have to be loved to receive it. Crystal is not gonna just magically bring that into your life, you know? To me, it's just a physical representation of what your thoughts are and the energy you want to attract. That to me is what crystals and sage does. And sage is another physical way of you clearing your energy. The same way you clear it when you just pray on your own without saging. Sage is just put in place so you can physically see yourself clearing your own energy. But when you're positive, when you do good, when you think in a positive way, when you're grateful, when you pray, that's saging your energy. It's the same thing. It's just you're using a physical object. And when I sage, I'm gonna make this note because I previously heard this from other people. With saging, I light it up, I right away start praying. I get in good energy and I just start thanking God. I always start my prayers by being grateful. And then I just go on from there and I just ask him for strength. I ask him for patience. I ask him for positivity. I ask him for creativity. I ask him for all the positive things you want to receive in life as I'm holding the sage. And you just go around your house and all the corners and just walk around your home because that's the energy you live in. You open the door so you can allow the negative energy out, but you're not saying like, oh, let the devil out. You're not expressing yourself in that way. What I do is I just say, I'm opening this door with the purpose of asking you to release any impatientness, release any weakness, release any negativity. But the reason why I say those specific words is because right after I release that, as I'm opening the door and I'm like saying that in my mind, you close the door and you reinstate what you want to receive. because you ask, believe, receive. So you ask God, I want you to keep bringing patience into my life, keep bringing strength, keep bringing positivity. As soon as you're done releasing the negative, you bring in the positive, and you just pray and keep doing that. It's the same thing. You're just using sage to just physically see yourself doing what you should be doing every day at random times. Like, we do that all the time. I know we do, because I find myself driving and saying like, oh, thank you God for this, or thank you for that. Like, in some ways, I'm sure we all do it regardless. We don't need to have a sage in our hands to receive the things we want, because we consciously and subconsciously do it no matter what. The story behind the saging is that I've always known about saging. The way that my grandmother used to do it, may she rest in peace, is the old school way, which was they used to have this little like pot that would hold the coal that you guys used like to turn on a hookah, and my grandmother would put that coal in the little pot, and she would hold the little pot and just like come around us. I remember she would walk through the house and she would just like be like quiet, and I knew she was like speaking in her mind, and she would just come and she would like go like that around me and my brother, and she would like say a prayer in her mind as she was like doing it around me and my brother, and she would go to all like the corners, and then my mom would do it. So I honestly grew up in that tradition of just like clearing out your energy with a physical object that we call it saging. You know, the way that I see it though, now that I've been really interested in these things, is that you still have to practice what you want to attract. Regardless if I'm holding a coal in my hand or a sage in my hand and I'm doing all these things, the moment I put that sage down, if I'm not living by the things I just prayed for, I'm not gonna receive them. I need to be positive, I need to be strong, I need to be patient. Like, I need to practice those things in order for me to be those things. I can't just ask for it and then not practice it and feel like just because I asked and I used this sage, it's gonna just come to me. No, you still need to work on yourself. God's still gonna put you in situations where it's gonna test, like, okay, let's see how strong you really are, let's see how patient you are. And it's not a bad thing, that's a good thing, because that's how you grow and that's how you become a better person and the better version of yourself. For me, it's all about becoming a better version of yourself. I want to be better than I was yesterday, and if it happens in the slightest way, I'm happy, because to me, I'm thinking in the greater scale of things, and I'm thinking like my kids. One day, I want them to have the best version of me. And though I know we never reach a level in our life where we're like, all right, I am grown enough, like I'm done growing, we should want to grow daily, and we're never going to be satisfied with the level of growth we've reached. But these things can help you, motivate you. Sage and crystals and being into a physical representation of the things you want to be, right? Like, I buy these crystals and one represents love and the other one represents groundness, but I have to become those things and work on becoming those things in order for me to be that. I can't just buy the crystal and say like, well, this is a crystal for grounding, I'm gonna be grounded from now on. When I previously said that the Morganite crystal is for your heart chakra, basically we have 7 chakras in our bodies. The first one's your crown chakra, which is in the top of your head. Then there's your third eye chakra, which helps with your intuition. It's in the middle of your eye right here. That's why, oh, your third eye and evil eye, etc. Helping yourself understand what your intuition sounds like, so you can listen more to your intuition instead of your mind. Then you have your throat chakra, which helps with communication. Then we have your heart chakra, helps with unconditional love and anything with that energy. Then we have our solar chakra. Then you have your sacral chakra, and then you have the last chakra, which is your root chakra, which is like all the way in the bottom of your spinal cord, which helps with groundness and like, it's like basically what like roots you down. That's why it's called your root chakra. So basically all your chakras get activated through specific energies. Crystals are known to activate those energies, and the way it works is as you're meditating, you can hold a crystal in your hands with the intentions to activate that specific chakra to help you in whatever situation it is. So for example, if I want to learn to communicate better, I'm gonna pray and meditate and ask God to help me communicate better. And if I want to hold specifically something in my hand to physically feel like I'm attracting that to myself, I would find a crystal that represents my throat chakra, and I would hold that crystal in my hand, and as I'm praying about asking God to help me communicate more, I would hold the crystal in my hand, and that's it. That gives me the security in another way. But in reality, I could also just sit there and pray about learning to communicate more. And as long as when I'm presented with the opportunity to communicate, I work on myself and push myself and actually make that different action in that situation that in a previous time I would have stayed quiet in, that's when you really cause what you're praying for to get to you, because God's putting you through the test and you passed it. That's your growth right there. I didn't need the crystal for that. I just needed to work and believe in the outcome. But you know, guys, you gotta be patient with yourselves. These things are just supposed to help you with your self-growth. And like I said, you have to work on yourself to become all the things you want to receive in your life. And oftentimes, because our minds are so powerful, our mind plays tricks on us and it makes us believe things that aren't true all the time. Like, your intuition is gonna always root for you. When you tell yourself, oh, I don't know if my business is gonna do good, your intuition is the one telling you, just do it. What if it does amazing? That's your intuition talking to you. When you think to yourself, oh, I wish I had bigger lips, your intuition is the one telling you, like, your lips are beautiful. Small lips matter too. And so I believe that the more we work on ourselves, the louder our intuition gets. Crystals and saging is just a physical representation of the energy you want to attract to yourself. But I strongly believe that that's just all that is. I don't need a sage. I don't need crystals. I need myself. I need my mind. I need my body and my soul to attract to myself what I want. As long as I embody those things, I will attract them. That's why you have to be very mindful of how you think and the things you're manifesting, because I'm telling you guys, if you haven't watched The Secret, you need to watch The Secret, because that helps you understand manifestation. But outside of The Secret, you have to also, in my opinion, understand the power of love and the power of spiritually knowing that your purpose on this earth is way bigger than what's happening in this 3D world that we exist in. Because I think once you have a greater understanding of that, it's easier for you to manifest and use The Secret and use, you know, envisioning yourself in your dream job or your dream car, etc. That's like what helps you appreciate when those things come around. And spiritually, being connected to yourself is what helps you stay grounded. It's what helps you with a lot of things in life. And I think some of us fall victim to only focusing on, I'm gonna manifest myself working my dream job and owning whatever I want to own, etc., etc., etc. But in the path, we forget our faith. We forget the hope and the energy that we should strive to be in most of the time, actually all the time, which is love. I think we're put on this earth to love unconditionally. Understand that people aren't perfect. We're not perfect. We all make mistakes. And the same way that, you know, the higher power, whoever that is to you and whatever you call him, to me it's God, Jesus, they love us unconditionally. And I truly believe that that's what we're put on here to do. And I also believe that it's not an easy road. It's easier said than done. But that's the point. It's supposed to be hard because that's how we grow. That's how we become the best version of ourselves. And it's not an easy road, but nothing great comes easy. And trust me, it's really easy to fall back into your normal habits. But that's the point, is to go through them and see if you're gonna get stuck in this cycle of doing and reacting the same way, or you're gonna change your ways so you can get a different outcome. Did you guys know that's the definition of insanity, is trying something over and over again the same way and expecting a different result? I think I was reading this book. Actually, I want to find the quote so I can read it directly to you guys. So the book is called Perfectly Yourself, and I must say I've been reading a few books lately, and you can't read everything and expect like, oh my god, this makes complete sense, this is exactly how I need to live the rest of my life. Take everything with a grain of salt and analyze things for yourself. because somebody wrote this book. This isn't the law of life. You can read 17,000 books on parenting, but when you have a baby, you're still gonna have to figure it out on your own. You know, the parenting books were written by someone else as well, just like you, that was trying to figure it out. So not everything that you read is the most accurate thing. Like, I remember there's one book that I was reading that also said in it that people don't change, and I don't believe that. I think people do change, because I've changed. So for that book to tell me that people don't change and you just need to work around their differences, it's like, I don't believe that. But anyways, outside of that though, in this book, it's called Perfectly Yourself, and there's some great things in here that I read, and one of them was, we must never allow our spirit to be stifled by failure. Failure is a part of progress, not a final outcome. Both Thomas Edison and Albert Einstein powerfully illustrated this lesson. The story of Edison's effort to find a way to keep a light bulb burning is well known. He tried more than 10,000 combinations of materials before he found the one that worked. People asked him later in life, how could he continue after failing that many times? He said he didn't see the other attempts as failures. He then went on to explain that he had successfully identified 10,000 ways that didn't work, and that each attempt brought him closer to the one that would. He saw his failures as progress. And I say that to say, oftentimes we come across situations where we don't get what we want and we don't achieve what we thought we were gonna achieve, and that's okay. Instead of looking at it as a setback, if you change your mentality, because your perception creates your reality, if you look at it as a good thing, hey, guess what? That didn't work out because I was supposed to learn something from it. What did I learn from it? Okay, now the next time I'm gonna try and react differently, or I'm gonna try to do X, Y, and Z that can maybe get me closer to what I really want as the outcome. So now I know I need to change my action. It doesn't mean I need to change my destination. I say that to say, don't be so hard on yourselves. It takes time. It takes lessons and obstacles for you to learn. Everything in our lives requires failure, requires us to just go through things in order to figure it out. It's normal, it's life. I think it's crazy how also when you start working on yourself with the intentions of becoming a better version of yourself, God naturally aligns you with people on the same path as you. And that's the power of energy. And that's why you can manifest your own reality, because our universe really does work off of energy. So if I consistently put out positive energy towards the things I want in my life, whether they're career or etc. Oh, someone's here. That's what I'm gonna receive, and I truly believe that. And granted, I'm not saying sometimes I don't get mad or I think a negative thought. You do, it's human. It's about checking yourself in those moments and taking yourself back to that positive mind state. We do feel defeat, we feel disappointments. It's just in us, and that's okay. We need to feel that, because that's what motivates us to do better next time. Now that I'm tan, this white under my eyes looks intense, but I'm gonna neutral it out with some powder. But anyways, yeah, be patient with yourselves. I think life is about growing and being happy. I think a lot of us aren't genuinely happy, and I think this quarantine has put a lot of things into perspective. The way I'm taking this year is truly giving a reset to a lot of us, and in hindsight, the world. Helping us see the true value in what actually matters, like our family and our health, and appreciate the little things that we received before that maybe we were taking for granted, like concerts and being able to travel to our families and all the things we can't do right now. I think it's a matter of us getting in a space and an energy of gratitude, because we've lacked that, I feel. I mean, I just feel like we've lived in a generation that is very selfish sometimes, very superficial. We look up to these fake relationships. We look up to these facades of life that some people in the spotlight have painted, you know, making things look better than what they actually are. And we've just, I don't know, became a bit shallow over the years. And I'm not just talking recently. I think it's been happening for a long time. And I think that right now, at least with the Black Lives Movement and you know, the pandemic preventing a lot of things from happening that were normal to us, it's put things into perspective for a lot of us. I've taken it as positive as I could take it, and I've thought of it in that way where I feel like, I genuinely feel like it's God giving a reset to the world and helping us become more grounded, grateful, and loving towards one another, because we need more of that. It's really easy for us to get in a negative mind space. I could sit here in negative thoughts all day if that's what I want to do, but I don't want to do that. That's the only energy that I want to be in for the rest of my life is look at things as positively as I can, work on my patience. Like, I know I have communications issues. Like, I will not communicate. And you know, I think I've taken this time to truly focus on me and my passions and figure out if what I'm doing is truly what I love to do. For example, I moved to LA with a goal, and a little bit of that goal has changed in a way. It's more on like, yeah, having a platform, but having a platform more to inspire through my talents, like acting or talking about things I'm passionate about, like talking to you guys about saging and crystals, and not necessarily working for a network talking about other people's lives. And the gossip in the industry, I think that I'm more leaning towards, yeah, wanting a platform, but like I said, to shine light on my passions. Acting brings me happiness. Talking to you guys brings me happiness. Beauty and makeup and fashion, that brings me happiness. So I think that's what I'm going to focus on. And I'm not mad at it. I'm blessed to do what I love and get paid for it. And I'm so grateful for that. And I hope all of you guys watch influencers and take a good message out of it. And the message that I think you guys should take is, what do I love doing and how can I turn it into financial success? Because trust me, whatever it is you have a passion for, you can figure out how to make a living out of it. You just have to want to put the work in. And it's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard and you're going to have doubts, but as long as you're patient and you're passionate, I think anything is possible in this life. So I hope you guys learned a little something. I just finished, oh my god, I just finished the look. I don't have the super red lip color with me, so I just did like a super peach nude lip as well. Do we like the nude look? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every week. I love you guys so much, and I really hope you guys took something from this video. And yeah, I'll see you guys here next time. Love you guys. Bye.